So this is a comment that I got on my YouTube channel. Obviously somebody from Ireland. Every time I mention the excruciating case of Savita Halappanavar, I get comments like, "Oh, but that's in Ireland, not America." And my point is that it's going to happen in America because the laws are the same. Ireland changed their laws because of what happened to Savita. But when it happens in the U.S., it's going to be thoughts and prayers. So for those that, because I didn't know about this, so regarding Savita, on October 21st, 2012, Savita, then 17 weeks pregnant, was examined at the University Hospital Galway after complaining of back pain, but was soon discharged without a diagnosis. She returned to the hospital later that day, this time complaining of lower pressure, a sensation she described as a feeling of something coming down, and a subsequent examination found that the gestational sac was protruding from her body. She was admitted to the hospital as it was determined that it was a miscarriage, that miscarriage was unavoidable, and several hours later, just after midnight on October 22nd, her water broke but did not expel the fetus. The following day, on October 23rd, Savita discussed abortion with her consulting physician, but her request was promptly refused as Irish law at the time forbid abortion if a fetal heartbeat was still present, with her midwife furthermore stating that Ireland is a Catholic country. Afterwards, Savita developed sepsis, and despite doctors' efforts to treat her, had a cardiac arrest at 1:09 a.m. on October 28th, 2012, and died at the age of 31. So see, you know, this is why I say that this being in the far left or the far right is no good. You far right, I believe the far right, because they are uncaring on this issue when it comes to exceptions, that is the reason Planned Parenthood was able to be created. This is just my personal opinion. Nobody has to agree with this, obviously. I think that when you're doing God's will, when you're going in the right direction God wants you to, then he helps advance what your cause is. So obviously praying outside abortion clinics isn't helping, and maybe it's not helping because there needs to be exceptions when it comes to abortion. Like, this is a woman that never should have died. Totally preventable death. But that radical right and the far left will advance to the point when then, yes, you're going to have late-term abortion just because somebody wants to have it, not because there's a medical need. And the reason they continue to get advanced is because the right will not budge and show that they have an empathetic heart. Yeah, you're exactly right. That's what will happen in America. That's why I'm saying, like, these people that go and pray outside a main hospital, like, not every hospital does, like, abortions like the place I worked at 20 years ago. They strictly specialized in high-risk pregnancies. We had our own triage on the labor and delivery unit, so that if a pregnant mother came in the ER, she was sent straight up to, and it had anything to do with, like, the pregnancy, she was sent straight up to the labor and delivery floor because we had our own triage for that. That's how much they specialized in it. And yet, like I said, these mothers did not want to give up their babies. They did not want to terminate. So when I would see those radical right Christians praying, I would just think, I can't imagine that God thinks you're holy at all. So maybe that's the reason the left has been able to advance the marker. Then you get your Planned Parenthood type places, because Planned Parenthood is a problem here in America. They don't have good intentions. Margaret Sanger was not a good woman. But you get those kinds of organizations where it's just that's strictly for abortion, because the far right never wants to show any care and compassion when it comes to that there needs to be exceptions. So this is a horribly sad story, horribly sad. And then goes on to say that after her death, a coroner's inquest was held, finding that she died of medical misadventure. The Health Service Executive and Health Information and Quality Authority conducted an investigation. Both criticized the team for not diagnosing the sepsis soon enough and for not using already standard screening tools for detecting and managing maternal sepsis, and for poor keeping of medical records, poor communication at shift changes, and failure to notify staff with needed expertise, and criticized the administration of the hospital for the poor system in which the team failed. Yeah, that's just, it's, but again, she should have been granted she should have been, based on the medical, it was a medical necessity. So that's the reason why here in America, you far-right Christians, I don't have patience for you. I don't have patience to debate, because all you want to do is fight, and you want to be so radical right that you don't care about life. That's why I say you don't care about life. I'm not saying the left cares either, not the far left. I mean, they want it just, we can have an abortion at any stage for any reason, and that's totally radical and crazy. They don't care either. But they continue to advance further because, in my opinion, you Christians here in America don't seem to be standing on the right side, or else I think that God would be more advancing what your cause is. But you don't want to have exceptions, and this is what happens when you don't allow exceptions. When you don't allow exceptions, when you're that uncaring, then what you end up getting is what we have going on in this country. So, and this person's right. And they're from Ireland. So, and as everybody's heard that is paying attention, Ireland, all the other countries, Canada, Ireland, the UK, they are all way ahead of us as far as what's coming our way. Yeah. If you want to know what's coming to America, look to Ireland, look to the UK, look to Canada, then you'll know, because it's already, like, free speech is gone. In the UK, I think it's gone now. That's why they went after the Telegram guy, the guy that owns Telegram, and arrested him. They're, talking about, arresting people here in the U.S. I mean, this is, so wake up, people, Yeah, when you get, when people leave you messages and they're from another country like Ireland or UK or Canada, you should really listen to them, because don't say, that wouldn't go on in America. All it means is that it's happened there and it's coming our way.